Okay, LS501 Chapter 12, Mending and Preserving. Mending. Mending means that we are repairing what is damaged in our books. And preserving means that we are going to prevent potential damage and additional damage. Okay? What are some of the misconceptions about mending? Meaning repairing what it is damaged. Well, one of the first one is that mending is cheaper than buying a new copy. This may be true, of course, but in most of the cases, especially for normal, regular materials, it's not true. It takes time, it takes knowledge, it takes effort to do good mending, and then what we're going to get is that the material that the book is going to get again is going to it's not going to be as good as a new one, nor it will last too long. So if we can replace the book for a new one, it would be better to get a new copy. Of course, we are talking about here regular everyday books. We're not talking about historical any books of historical value. So mending is cheaper than buying a new copy. We have to take that into consideration. Sometimes this may be true, sometimes it is not. Secondly, mending is quicker than buying a new copy. No, it takes longer to repair a book than to buy a new one, a new copy in through a vendor, publisher, or bookstore. Thirdly, just because it is old doesn't mean it is valuable, and this is another thing that we have to take into consideration. Some books are very valuable, some books have historical and cultural value. Those books we have to care for. And when I mean care for, it doesn't mean that we don't care for the other books. We have to care for every material in the library. However, those books of historical value, we have to be more careful. But if it's a regular book that we can get anytime, it doesn't get any value with time. Actually, it loses value with use and time. So not because it is old, it means that it's going to be more valuable. What are some of the common problems that books present and where? Well, bindings, spine, paper, light, tears and other damage, photocopying, water, food, and drink. All of these things suffer damage. For example, bindings break or lose sections of material, and then we have to reglue the pages back into the book. The spine, which is the portion of the material displayed when the book is placed on the shelf, well, there we have the call number, the title, and the author are usually there. And sometimes the spine gets ripped away, and then we have to reglue it there. Paper. Well, nowadays, of course, most of the materials published in the U.S. are use acid-free paper, but that wasn't the case before. So we may have some paper that with acid and other chemical elements uh, start to get ruined with time, and it is very difficult to fix that or to mend that. Then we have light too. It's another element that damages books, and it increases the aging of paper too. So we have to be careful with that. What is very common, tiers, and this is, users, they use, you check out books, they use the books, they put it in a backpack, they use a bicycle, or on only I mean it gets books get a lot of use, and then they tend to get damaged too, and this is what we call normal tear and wear. uh, so we have to understand that even though our patrons may take good care of our materials, you know, accidents happen, and normal tear and wear happens. photocopy. That's one of the main problems because we have light exposure that causes stress to the paper, but also because when we are photocopying a book, we try to lay down the material as flat as possible on the photocopy glass, and that means that the binding and or the hinges or the spine will get a lot of stress and they will get damaged. Of course, then we have water, coffee, food spill over the or over our books. So these are some of the common problems that books and other printed materials face. Again, just in my personal opinion, it is better to buy a new copy and get rid of the old copy because mending, trying to fix what is damaged in the printed material takes more time, more effort. It takes knowledge, technical knowledge on what you're doing, and it won't get, it won't ever be as good as a new one.